Hello, my name is Veronica, and welcome to the Learning Lab, episode number 33, my handy dandy travel kit. Yep, you heard me right. This is created for when I'm going to have to be somewhere for an extended period of time and want to use it wisely. So come on into the lab and let me show you exactly what's in there. Okay, so here's my handy dandy travel kit. I recently had to go out of town kind of at the last minute. I think I made my flight arrangements 2 days before I had to leave, and I wanted to take something with me to be able to have something to do during my downtime. And so I took my handy dandy travel kit. So let me share with you what's in here. I have just one of these large gallon-sized Ziploc bags, and inside of that I have some baby wipes, which are also contained in their own bag. You can get those little portable cases of baby wipes no thicker than that, and that would be handy to have also. But since I have boxes of these, I decided to make the most of that. Also packed in here is some white card that I took and cut down, 8.5 by 11 sheets. I just cut it in half at 5 and 11 and again in half at 4 1/4. And so I end up with sheets of that size, and I put those in their own little sandwich size bag. I cut some of this craft paper, compliments of my friend Bridget. Never would have taken a second look at this, but she said they have this wonderful quality craft paper at Michael's, so when they had it on sale or I had a coupon, I picked some up, and I'll show you how I used that. Also in here are a couple of clear acrylic stamps. Now the set I took with me was one of the Martha Stewart ones, and she had this wonderful peg stamp where you could put them on the tip or on here to stamp them. So that was with that particular kit that I took. I also took this size for larger ones, and then I took another little half size one for smaller stamps. Now, while I was there, because I got tired of punching the one that I took with me, I went out and bought another set, and I went into a store that happened to have this clear block for like $5, so of course I grabbed that. On the other side, turn that over, are some of my ink. I just picked up a few of the Memento inks, and I did have the black one with me because, you know, it's just handy. And I took the set of inks that came with that particular Floral Flower Garden one from Martha Stewart, and these were the inks that came with it. Well, I had a couple of mishaps. I'll come in a little so you can see that during the course of my travels, the cases, because they stack or should nest, they came apart, and you can see where some of my ink smeared. So I took some of the packing tape and just tape them together. So when I'm ready to use it again, I can just lift that off. They'll come apart, and I won't get a mess inside of my bag like I did. And I'm just going to kind of flip through these and talk when I need to. But this is from that Martha Stewart set with all those little stamps. This one I love. So while I was sitting there wondering what was going to happen and how things were going to turn out, I was stamping. Now on this, I did a stamp and then a stamp off to get the faded colors. So I actually did third generation. First generation, second generation, third generation. Variation. So you can get a lot out of a little. And so I just stamped different colors. Now here's where I'd like to pull in that craft paper that I was telling you about earlier. It just makes for a nice mat for a card front. So I thought, how precious is that? A larger piece that I use, or if I pushed it toward one end or made it just a bit uneven in different places, I would just get a different look. So mainly I had this card just to get a visual appeal of what it might look like. This one I had a lot of fun creating. Would make a great card base with just a greeting put at the top, or I could put a bird in there or a butterfly or a bumblebee. I thought that was really sweet. Just thinking about you with a flower pot. You know, I was playing around trying to see what I could get, and that just looks really static to me. I don't know. I'd probably cut it apart and just use each little square maybe as a border on a card. And also in that Martha Stewart set with this beautiful butterflies. I fell in love with it, and I thought mat it a few times and layer it on a card would look really cute. But because these images were so small, I quickly grew tired of stamping that, so I went on the prowl to see what else I could find. So I went into one of the local stores and found this set by Martha Stewart. Believe me, I have tons of flowers. Didn't need any more, but I wanted to stamp something else, and I wanted something bigger. So I picked these up, and these are the camellias or the camillas, depending on how you say it. And here's how those came out. Then I did some tonal ones. And of course, every time I came to something brown, I had to pop it onto my brown craft card just to get an idea of what that would look like, and I love it. And this one I did some second generation stamping. I stamped, and then stamped first, second, and third generation on that. Really liked how it turned out. And I actually combined these two together. One, I needed more of a darker piece on one. I stamped on one and gave the second generation on the other sheet, and did some over stamping on them also. The fear that I had while doing this is that I would run out of white card. And I thought, oh man, am I going to have to go and buy some more? Therein lies the dilemma that I would need to have the paper cut. Love how this came out. And these are all just from one single stamp. I love getting white paper, white card, white ribbons, white everything, and really turn it into something of my own. So I stamped a few of those, then I remembered some words that I picked up at Tuesday morning while there, and I just started stamping some word backgrounds. And I also have some other stamps that have some of these words large, so it would be nice to stamp them, cut them out, and then just put the large word across there, like celebrate, indulge, and really make that card pop. This is another stamp that I picked up while there, and I'm not sure how I'm going to use these, but I was just playing around, and I did the word with one of the camellia flowers, camellias, and then here I kind of stamped Dreamer repetitively. Don't know how that's going to look when I turn it into something, but I love how it looked on that craft card, so I can see an owl or a bird or something going over here to really bring it to life. Then I turned around and did the same thing using pink and just kind of went across the page. This is what I worked on while I was away. It's my little travel kit, and that just consists of some white card. Took it on the road with me with some stamps and a bit of ink, and I tell you that it works beautifully on that little pull down TV tray that you get on the airplane. Just enough space and just enough room to contain yourself. So keep this in mind. If you have to take a quick trip, or you're going to be on the road for a while, or sitting waiting for someone, grab your little go-to bag, take that with you, and you'll be surprised at how much you can get done. Thank you for joining me in the lab today. Please remember to visit my blog at inkallusions.blogspot.com. Until then.